Hello everybody. In the previous video we have seen for the people who are pursuing their graduation, who are basically present in third or fourth year. So now in this part we're going to talk about the college grads, right? And we will see like what is the strategy they should follow being a college graduate, right? So when I say the college graduates, what I mean by that is like the people who are already just completed the graduation, recently completed the graduation, and they are looking for the jobs. They are actively applying for the jobs, right? For A and ML jobs, they are actively applying for it, right? So what are the common mistakes they usually do, and what are the consequences they're going to face because of the mistakes that they are doing? And since because they already completed the graduation, they will not have the access, they will not go to the college on daily basis, right? Daily basis they will not go to the college, so they will not have the proper access to speak with professors, right? So earlier the people who are pursuing the third and fourth year, they have access to speak with the professors, but these guys are already completed the college, so they will not go to the college again and again on daily basis. They will not go and they will not have a frequent conversation with the professors, right? So what these guys should do, we'll see, right? So when we start with the common mistakes, right, what they're gonna typically the common mistakes, right? So the projects are seems to be copied off online, right? I mean, recruiters are really, I mean, it's very easy to understand the recruiter whether this particular project is really done by this particular person or it's copied from online, right? So what, based on my observation, right, this kind of people, right, they basically copied the projects from online, and the projects sounds very generic and outdated sometimes, and also irrelevant. People are applying for the AI engineers or the data scientists, and the kind of projects they are putting is with respect to the backend or some other Java development, etc., right? So those are irrelevant. They should change it. And also applying some basic, like the previous batch as well, right? They will choosing a very little, I mean, less weight projects, like applying some basic ML and DL algorithm and some data and saying that it is a project, right? But basically that's not a project, right? It's just a practice session according to me. And also presenting some random certifications. This is very important. There are many people in the belief that if you put more certificates, the resume weightage will be more. So they feel that the amount of certifications they mention in the resume is directly proportional to the hiring chances, right? So certifications will not heavy lift your resume. I mean, it will not add any value to the resume unless until the certifications are from standard benchmarks, something like AWS certification or the Google certification. These are a different kind of certification. They have some weightage, but some unknown company certifications or unknown coaching center certification will not help anyone to get hired, right? So let's stop presenting some random certifications in the resume, right? So because of these common mistakes, right, what's happened is recruiter will easily understand that whatever the things that you are putting in your resume, they are not original, and also it does not define that you are real problem solver. So every recruiter and every company will pay you more when you are a real problem solver, right? So this skill, right, the recruiters likely to see this skill more often, right? So because of this random stuff, right, it will not define that you are a real problem solver. So this part will be missing, right? So what to do? We don't have any access to the professors. You have to follow a different strategy once after you have completed the graduation, right? So we'll see. Right, what to do in the sense, unlike the college students, what we have to do, college students, I mean, who are actually pursuing their college currently, right? Unlike them, what we have to do, you have to do at least 2 to 3 end-to-end projects, real world projects, not research, understand, not research, because we will not have the, proper time to do the enough research. Enough research will require at least, according to me, 6 months of time, right? 4 to 6 months of time would require to complete a research, right? So I'm talking about a very small research. I'm not talking about the PhD researchers and all. Small research, 4 to 6 months would require at least, right? So that's why let's not think about the research in this phase. Let's only target for 2 to 3 end-to-end real world projects, right? I'll tell you what kind of projects it should be, and also address how the projects can be chosen in the sense, I'll give you an example in the next slide, but let's try to understand this point. Address the common issues around the tech, right? There are a lot of tech around us, right? In our mobile also, we have a lot of apps. Try to understand the existing problem in that particular app. I can give you an example. Let's say I personally don't like the YouTube recommendation system, right? In my phone, there is an app called YouTube, right? So in the YouTube, what happens? YouTube recommends the videos mostly based on the previous 2 to 3 days of my interaction, right? 2 to 3 days of interaction, it will recommend, right? Meaning, let's say that if I see the videos, right, related to football, let's say football, related to the football from last 3 days, I'm been seeing the videos related to the football. It often, right, for the next 10 days, it's keep on suggesting me videos related to the football, but it's vastly deviating from my actual interest, right? I might be interested in movies, I might be interested in learning, understanding the ML, these kind of channels I might have subscribed, but it will stop suggesting this kind of videos, what is my real interest, and it will only suggest, it will give more weightage to my recent activity that I have done in the YouTube, right? This is one of the, I don't like it personally. This is one of the problem I feel, right? So this is also one of the problem in the tech around us, right? This kind of recommendation system I really don't like, right? If I get a chance, I just want to enhance this kind of recommendation system, right? And also we'll talk about this is one of the problem. If you want to choose a kind of, what I want to say is like, if you want to choose a project, this kind of problems you can address and you can do it, right? And also it's always important for you as well to find a good mentors, right? Mentor is someone who is already expert in AI or a data science or whatever the role that you are all want to be aspired, right? Or whatever the role you are aiming for, right? The expert in AI or the data science or whatever the role that you are looking for, right? So choose a good mentors, be it from friends, relatives, or your mutual friends, or from your network. It's very much important to have a good connect with your mentor, right? So mentors are really, because they are already experienced, they know something better than you. So it's always very much recommended to have a good connect with the mentors, right? So take a timely feedback from them and discuss about the ideas what you have to leverage in the AI or the ML. Talk about the projects and the problems, that kind of stuffs you can get from the mentor. So choosing the mentor is also very much required when you are a job seeker, right? And also you can also focus on writing the blogs. Let's say that you have completed 3 projects. Let's not hesitate to write a blog in Medium or GitHub. Put your code in GitHub and write a blog in Medium, so that you can advertise yourself in the resume, right? So to just summarize, you should have a very good mentors and also have a timely feedback from your mentor, and also understand the tech around you, and try to address some of the problems using the AI and ML. And you have to at least do the 2 to 3 end-to-end, understand this, end-to-end real world projects, right? Not just the simple projects, right? We will see what kind of projects you can do being a job seeker or the fresh graduate, right? See, people, right, often choose the projects from again Kaggle or the online, right? So avoid these kind of projects. Titanic survival prediction, basic sentiment analysis, these kind of projects will not add any weightage, right? So you have to build a project, understand the, like I said, right, address the tech issues around you. For example, if I take this example, right, develop an application that will detect AI generated content was real content. So this is a potential problem, right? In the advent of AI, what happened? AI was able to generate the videos, images, text, etc., right? So what's happening is, people or companies are unable to identify whether this content is being generated by AI or the human. So if you can leverage something in that particular space, because it's a very potential issue, right? So if you can train a simple model that can detect whether this particular image, right, the given image to the AI system or the AI model, right? Given the image I, you should be able to tell whether it is the AI generated or it's the really human created or human taken photo, right? Real photo or not. So how you can do it? Let's collect the data from AI generated images, and let's also connect the photos that are being taken by the human. So train a model, basically a CNN based model, or you can export mode, or even a complex models are also there. Try to train a model and try to see how much you can achieve with this kind of detection, and articulate it very well, and structure it very well, and show it in a Medium or GitHub, and tell, right? I mean, you can also express like how much success you have got it, and what are the drawbacks, and what are the what are the achievements that you have done, what are the future scope for this particular project, all the things that you can mention in your Medium blog, right? This is a real world problem. This kind of problem you should be able to solve it once you completed your course or whatever, right? And also, like I just said, right, the recommendation system I just talked about, so you can implement that at the POC level. Let's, if I, in that case, right, YouTube recommendation system, I'm not talking about like we need to compete with the YouTube engineers, so they are very world class engineers. I'm not saying that we need to compete with that world class engineers. Just do a POC, right? So just try to understand how YouTube algorithm works as per your understanding. They will not reveal it how the YouTube algorithm works. Just as per your assumption, just try to see how it works, and try to enhance it and put it, be it in your Jupyter notebook or be it in your system. Try to just simulate, right, how you can recommend how you can recommend the videos based on the user activity, or based on the user interest, based on the user demography, or based on the user subscriptions. So all these factors you can concatenate, and you can recommend the videos. Try to build this model and tell the recruiter or tell in a Medium blog that I have seen the YouTube recommendation system, I'm not satisfied with that kind of recommendation. I just try to mimic the YouTube recommendation system with these kind of enhancements or the whatever, right? If you present yourself in that way, in the sense, the recruiter will really understand that you understand the problem and you are trying to do something to address that particular problem. I'm not saying that you have to productionize it, and you have to debate with the YouTube engineers, or you have to do the fancy things about it, right? Just understand the problem, try to come up with the solution, implement it, and see the results, how much you achieved, or try in a different angle if the current result can be improvised. And once the result is improvised, put it in the Medium blog, and understand how that was improvised, or also you can also mention what is the future scope for that particular problem. All this you can do it in a very well structured way, right? Also, it's very much important for you to also understand what you're doing at each and every stage, right? Each and every stage what you're doing, from understanding the problem, right? So how do you tackle it, how you taken the decision. So these kind of understanding you should have. So if you have this kind of understanding in the interview, right, you can easily discuss with your recruiter, saying that I have addressed the problem using this particular algorithm. Why I have not taken the user recommendation system? You can tell that particular fact, what you have faced during that solution, or you can tell why you have chosen the SVD, right, to address this particular recommendation system. So this kind of stuff you can talk only when you have done the enough project. So that's what for the college graduates or the job seekers. In the next video, we're going to talk about the freshers who recently came to the IT industry, right? So stay tuned.